Amazing.
Hello, you all
All
right?
right, bud. How's it
How you
going?
doing? Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, long time. This
yeah,
is
this is our first. This is our first. I suppose
this first
podcast.
one.
This is gonna be interesting. It's the pilot
Yeah.
episode.
What can go
Uh,
wrong, eh?
yeah, we'll see how this goes. A bit of a learning curve for both of us.
Yeah.
But we'll be all right. We've known each other for about 40 years, so.
Just,
so
just a bit of time, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
this
that's
is
right.
cool. This is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So
So,
how are you going to kick it off?
well, how's your week been? What have you done this week?
What have I done? What day are we? We've thrown off by the bank holiday, haven't we? So
Yeah.
it's what are we? Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Training. What have I done? We had a family day yesterday with the kids and the wife. I actually went for a 5 mile jog
Yeah, right.
because the weather was decent up here, and I wanted to sort of push myself back into my sort of speed work, because recently running I've been like jogging like 10 and a half minute mile pace, like just
Yeah.
enjoying being out. But yesterday I got below 9 minute, about 8.45 minute mile average for the 5 miles. So I was feeling it,
Right.
but I managed to smash it out. And it was a nice out and back route out in the sticks here in Lincolnshire. So I got a nice little route out in the fields, and I didn't see a soul, which is perfect. I just grinded it out and legs felt good. And then today I had a fairly quiet day in work, so I took my opportunity and jumped ship, and then went to the gym. I've just joined up a new gym in Sleaford,
Yeah.
and it's massive. It's basically like a warehouse. It's insane. It's not like your tiny little diddy gym, leisure
Yeah. Yeah.
centre. It's called Fitness Zone. It's massive, and they've got a sort of dedicated. They call it a functional fitness room, but it's more of a CrossFit / High Rocks room.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
that's
because
kind of what you're changing. You're sort of moving more into the like CrossFit, high rocks type of
well,
training now.
yeah, mainly High Rocks. I don't think I'd entertain CrossFit, purely
Yeah. Yeah.
because it looks too much and insane, and I, my background. I'm more of a cardio background,
Yeah.
which plays quite well into High Rocks. So,
Right. Maybe we need
yeah,
to do an episode on the difference between the two.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah. We should
100%,
do that someday.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but there is stark difference. What about your week?
Well, I went on holiday last week, so yeah, I had quite a big training week last week. We jumped on a plane to Pina de Mar, and I set a goal of swimming 2K every day and doing a 10-mile run straight after. So I did it, but like the last day when I got to day 5, I was like, I was proper dying. I was halfway through that run, and I was like, I just can't. It's boiling hot. But
Yeah,
I find like if I can just get away and do a bit of training sometimes, like this country, the weather just gets to you, and I was like, I got to get out. I got to try and get like some real consistency.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I had to go and do that, and yeah, it worked really well. I felt really good for it. Now I just got to get back onto the turbo trainer, I think, and get on with bike, which I find more boring than the other two. But
So, what are you
that's the
training
fun.
for at the minute?
So yeah, so at the moment, this year I've got Man versus Horse in Wales, and then Man versus Horse in the Quantocks, so down in Somerset, and then over in Eastbourne I got Eastbourne Triathlon. So it's like a half Ironman distance. It is.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, but it's like it's on closed roads and stuff. So it'll be pretty good. Having closed roads and then having the same distance as Ironman. I like doing the Ironman races, but with kids and stuff, like the funding for that kind of thing,
Yeah,
you gotta balance it out. Like you can't just throw like money at it when your kids want
yeah,
stuff and you feel guilty because you just spent like £1,000 on an Ironman race.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard to balance.
I think that's more. Yeah, I'd say that for the yeah, for the average Joe, I guess. Money wise, it's going to be more attractive, isn't it? Because some of these, non-Ironman branded races are as good, if not better. Close to me around here, they got the Outlaw in Nottingham and other places not that far away. I've never done one, but they've always won tons of awards. And
Yeah,
you're going to save yourself what, £100, £200 or whatever on a half, and probably more on a full distance Ironman, aren't you? But you're going to get
I mean, the
more.
prices have gone up loads. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, prices are
We're all
huge
feeling
at the
the
moment.
pinch,
Like,
aren't we?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the half Ironman, there's a lot of people doing them at the moment, and they're all sold out in Europe really, really early this year.
Mm.
I just thought I can't, it's nice. Like I do enjoy going abroad and doing a race, but again, it's money, and
Yep.
you're spending sort of, I think, was it £400 now for a half on an Ironman?
Mm.
Eastbourne was like £140.
Yeah, no
It's
brainer.
not going to be the same atmosphere. It's not going to be the same. I know that. I know that Ironman put a lot into like the atmosphere.
They're
That's
incredible. Yeah.
well, you want to get that feeling and everything,
Mm.
but you can't do it all the time.
Yeah.
Money's
It's
money's
yeah.
tight.
It's like you said. It's a price tag versus like a cheaper price tag versus a more expensive, and then it's logistics and more time, i.e., days away, traveling abroad versus an overnight stay somewhere within England. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
current climate with the economy, and like yourself and I were both, dads with busy lives. Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, I was looking at Swansea, but that sold out too quick. I didn't realise it would sell out that quick. So maybe I'll do that next year. I don't know, but
Hmm.
yeah,
So what
yeah.
event have you got first?
Got man versus horse in uh, 40 days. That is. So
Okay.
that's a marathon across the Welsh mountains. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's pretty hard. That one
What
is actually.
what's the deal? Let people know what's the deal. Like man versus horse. Are you what? Are you having a scrap with a horse, or what's the deal? What's happening
Yeah,
with that?
yeah, that's it. Yeah. You just gotta like take the horses out, like you just run
Yeah,
around. No, no. So they basically you
leapfrogging
go
over
off.
them.
They yeah. Then they come out about 15 minutes later, and then you got to race them basically to the end. So you've got all these horses like racing past you on these like little trails, and then
Right.
you just got to try and get there before the horses basically. So yeah, it's quite a hard like because over a marathon distance, like a horse has got to pace it much more. So
Hmm.
a horse would be quicker over a short distance, but over the longer distance they got to trot and they're a lot slower.
Yeah.
So it's quite good fun. Like it's actually quite good, but it's a hard race. Like it's a hard terrain. So yeah,
Is
we'll
it
see
quite
how that one.
undulate? Is it quite undulating, or is it flat?
Yeah, yeah,
Or yeah.
yeah.
How
No,
many
it's really
horses are there?
about 150, I think.
Really? I
Yeah,
thought it'd be
there's
like
loads of them.
5.
There's loads of them.
Well, they
Yeah,
all go off en masse.
yeah, but you don't go off at the same time because otherwise
No,
it's
I
too
get
dangerous.
that, but as a spectator, that must be quite a good spectator sport
Oh yeah, yeah. It took
to
kids
see
last
that.
year. Yeah, the kids loved it last year. Right, they
Hmm.
thought it was brilliant fun. Yeah. I'll enjoy that. That'll be a good race. That will.
And what's the next one after that?
Then it's Eastbourne, but that's like a month later. So I got to
Oh,
go from
okay.
the marathon training into like triathlon training. It's
Hmm.
just big, isn't it? Really,
And then man versus horse. The second one is obviously your
that's
last
September.
event.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
September. So my training goals basically are going to be really different to I suppose yours because your aiming
Yeah.
is your main event High Rocks this year.
Yeah. So, um, as we've just touched on earlier, how life is really busy. I like frustrating myself recently because, High Rock. I want to enter a High Rocks. Like it's like, there are other events, and it's like what we've talked about where there's Ironman, but then there's like Outlaw, and then there's Eastbourne. So there are a stack load of different ones. But every time I seem to discover one via social media, and including the High Rocks dates, we're always busy. We were like,
Yeah.
Linda's away, my wife's away, with conferences. She's so busy with her job at work, so therefore I can't really ditch the kids. I've got the kids, so or we're like there's High Rocks in Birmingham, which someone I know because I'm a barber. A chap I cut his hair. He's 50. He did 5 High Rocks last year, and he just did Cardiff High Rocks this week with his brother. And
Oh
he
yeah, yeah.
messaged. I messaged him a couple of days later, asking how he got on, and he said, "I can get you in for Birmingham. Are you keen? As a solo." I looked at the date, and then lo and behold, we're away, and it's in October half term, and we're away. So every time I seem to find one, I'm busy.
Yeah.
So whether or not I'll get a High Rocks event done by the end of this year, I don't know. I want to. That's my intention. I'm currently training for one, so I'm doing the stuff that it is good training for it. I'm doing sort of High Rock simulations or half simulations in the gym, and I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. It's like kind of my newfound glory type thing, so I love it. But yeah, the plan is probably High Rocks London, which I think is start of December.
Yeah.
Which is ages away.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though. If you train hard now, you can get a really good time on it.
Yeah, I'll have no PB. I'll have nothing to go against, but it'll be it'll be good to go all out and train for it. But like I said, there's loads of different ones, and I might do hopefully one or two other ones similar to it. It's just finding the time, and I keep using that as an excuse. I should really just book it and just find a way around it.
Yeah. I mean, are you gonna be free for the one? It's in beginning of December, isn't it?
Yeah, again, beginning of December is my little boy's 9th birthday.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So
I was away.
Falls on
I
that
was
weekend.
away for Owens. I was doing. That's what I did at Barcelona. So when I was in Ironman Barcelona, I missed Owen's birthday because of that. So it's kind of you make these sort of judgment calls, and then you feel guilty. Yeah, you're like guilty because you're trying to do things for yourself, but then you're having to miss your little one's birthday for them, and then you feel selfish. It's kind of the norms of it really, but as long as you're not doing it all the time, I suppose you can kind of justify it to a certain point.
Well, that's it. And I don't know if well, I think we've spoken before about High Rocks. Have you seen stuff on YouTube? I mean, it's probably one of the ultimate spectator sports. Like, you can just go in and have a day. And the beauty of it is, it's not like what we've both done Ironman and half Ironmans. It's a great spectator sport. But I guess if your loved one is competing in an Ironman, they're going to be anywhere between realistically 11, 12 to 15, 16 hours. Not like a High Rocks, which I think at max it'll be an hour and a half.
Yeah, and it's all within the stadium as well, isn't it? So
you can actually and the arenas are insane. Have you seen them? They're like, some of them are like, it sounds really cheesy, but they're beautiful arenas on the continent around the world. And Cardiff just gone was in the Millennium Stadium or Principality.
I know, yeah.
Like, how cool would that be? Just
that would be a really good
being in there and looking around, but seeing your other half or your mum or your dad or someone just going around, and there'll be expo and coffee shop and something to eat there, and it's sponsored by Puma and My Protein, and so they'll have all that good stuff there. So it's the kind of thing it's like, well, I sell it as a family day out really, and I get to do an event.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be it. I'd want my family there rather than going off on my own. So yeah,
it's definitely better. I mean, the one in Eastbourne, the triathlon got in Eastbourne, like this on quite a few laps. So it's quite good for spectators because it's I think it's 15-mile laps. So they can stay in one place. And they don't have to, because with Rach, when she went to Barcelona, she was all over the place, trying to get to different places. And, it's hard work for the spectator then as well. Right, yeah. So how are you, what are you actually doing in the gym now, training for high?
Do you know what? I say I'm training for it. Like I haven't got. I'm not following. I'm not asked. I'm not as dangerous asking ChatGPT to devise a plan. I personally think that's quite dangerous. I think it's quite generic. So I've not asked that to do me a plan. I've not really paid an online coach. I'm not doing. I've just seen it on YouTube. A lot of watching. They've got everything I need at my new gym. At the sled. They've got the ropes for the sled pull, the ski erg, the rower, sandbags, the kettlebells. They've got a really good setup for wall balls. So I've literally been, I've just been going in and being like today, I jogged from work to the gym, which is about a mile and a half. Massive backpack, so I was like, well, that's a good warm up, isn't it? So I've ditched the
Yeah.
bag. I've gone straight in, and I've gone straight up and done. I've racked on. I think the sled is about 30 kg, and I've racked on another further 65, so topping nearly 100 kg thereabouts. And I just did a load of sled pushes. Did 10, so up one's back. That's two, and then up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then I went and jumped on the treadmill and did, because it was calibrated to miles. I just did like half a mile at like just under 9-minute mile pace. Then I got off, and then I did sled push and pull. I did
Yeah.
another 10 of that, and then I did another half mile, and then I did 1,000-meter row, and then I did another half mile run on the treadmill, and then I did ski erg for about 500 meter, because then I was proper sweaty Betty and blowing out my backside. I was like, right, I'm done. So
Yeah.
that that's like a sort of mini simulation.
But which one of those do you think's the hardest out of all because what are the stations in High Rocks?
So you've got, I don't know what order they do it, but you've got 8 stations, and it's 1,000-meter ski erg, 1,000-meter row. You have, I think it's 500-meter lunges with about, I don't know what the weight is. I think it's like a 15 or 20 kg sandbag across your shoulders. Then you've got broad jump burpees, which again I think it's over 500 meters. That's 4. God, I should know all these off by heart by now.
The burpees, how
Sled
far?
push. Sorry,
How far is the burpees?
I think it's 500-meter.
I'm sure it's not that far. That's half a kilometre.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be that far. No, it'd be much less than that. Yeah,
it'd be less
I
than
don't
that,
know
wouldn't
what
it?
it is. Otherwise,
You
yeah,
got,
I'd be. Yeah, I
and then
couldn't
you
imagine
got,
doing 500
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 you'd be dead, wouldn't you? And then you got sled push. Again, I don't know how far the
Yeah,
distance is. I don't even know the correct weights of it. Sled push, sled pull. What's that? 6. And there's 2
yeah.
more.
Oh, there's the wall balls.
War balls. Oh, the farmer's carry.
Oh, and farmers carry. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, with the
So which out of them
kettlebells.
do you think which one out of them do you think is going to be the sort of clincher?
For me, the hardest one I know from trying them all is the broad jump burpees.
Oh, really?
Because
Yeah.
um, because I find with me, I've trained it twice, not the full distance, because again, I need to really write these down and measure it. It's hard in the gym to sort of, unless you've got a proper High Rocks gym where they've mapped it all out. But I I did it, and then I went on the treadmill. My heart rate spiked really heavily, and that's not
Well,
doing
after the burpee.
burpees. Yeah, and that's not doing like, because the way they do the burpees in High Rocks is it almost seems like you. I don't know if you've seen it, but you go chest touching the ground, and then you bring one foot up, like your left foot up, and then the other one, your right knee would come up, and then you sort of clamber up and then jump forward. So a burpee is traditionally a press up position, but as you push up, you flick your feet off the ground into
Right.
the air to catch yourself
Yeah, yeah.
underneath you, and then you jump up like star jump. That's a burpee, but the broad jump burpee is slightly different. However, whatever, it really spiked my heart rate. I find my strongest is going to be the ski erg and the rower.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like at the minute, I'm doing I'm not fully going for it, and I can do about a 4 minute or just under sub 4 minute 1,000 meter row, and that's like a 75-80% pushing myself. So I guess in
Right.
an event, but it's tactical, isn't it? Because Hyrox is not all about go 100% hard on the station, because then you elevate your heart rate so much, you then got to run a kilometre. It's more like the triathlon world, isn't it? When you swim,
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
you
I've seen a lot
conserve
of
your leg strength
comparisons.
for the bike,
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of comparisons where people are sort of saying, "Oh, you know, like comparing Ironman and Hyrox," but I don't know if that's particularly accurate because you're talking about an hour and a half versus sort of 15 hours. So
Yeah, no,
I just think they're totally different things. Like, and there's a lot of
they
people
are.
comparing them, and I'm wondering, like, why are people comparing them? Because I'd like to do the Hyrox as well. Like, I want to do the one in London, but obviously I won't start that level of training until probably September time.
September time. Yeah,
Um, and for me, it'll just be like trying to finish. But
yeah,
yeah, and it's obviously going to be tough. And I think there's bits to it, but there's two different things. Like if I started training Hyrox now while training for a triathlon, I'd probably injure myself because I'd be, I do a load of stuff in the gym and then I'd go on a bike and I'd probably pull a muscle or something. I'd probably injure myself
yeah,
because it's so highly focused when you're doing triathlon. Like you're doing a very
yeah.
specific set of movements, like for each, 3 disciplines. Whereas Hyrox, you're doing 8 stations plus the run, so you use 9 disciplines, but over a shorter distance. So you
Yeah,
kind of you could overtrain yourself and actually injure
yeah,
yourself, or you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
I
it's a
think,
hard one.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think you can't compare Hyrox to Ironman because it's a different thing. It's well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of another comparison. I can't, but I think the only thing that I can say there's similarities is the fact with Hyrox, you're a lot of people I've seen on social and I've heard from coaches and all this and that a lot of people are just blasting the stations and neglecting their running. It's like a 50-50 event though, because you're running
Yeah,
8 kilometers, but then
sure.
you're doing 8
Yeah,
stations. So it's a lot of running.
is it 8
But
kilometers? It's 8 kilometers they
yeah,
run.
you start off running 1 kilometer, so it should be
Yeah,
eight kilometers. But the only
yeah. I mean that's
similarities
quite
I
a bit.
see, yeah, like I say, the only similarities I see between the triathlon world and Hyrox is obviously as a triathlete, when you when you swim, if you're doing if you choosing a stroke freestyle, you do the flutter kick, so you're not continuously over a full Ironman, 2.4 miles. You're not
Yeah,
continuously bashing your legs. You're sort of conserving the leg strength because you're going to be going on a bike for that
yeah,
stupid
yeah,
amount of mileage. But then again, when you come off the bike, triathletes are used to that term of jelly legs, fatigue legs, but then able to run at a relatively decent pace. So in the
yeah,
world of Hyrox, you you're not beasting yourself on each station to your maximum because you've got to conserve your energy levels, your leg strength, keep your heart rate lower so you're on to the next zone. So you've got, you know what I mean? You've got that sort of almost like that jelly leg thing going on.
yeah,
So as a
yeah,
triathlete, if you went into Hyrox, you wouldn't be completely alien to the fact that, hang on, I'm smashing 1,000 meter row, my heart rate's elevated, but then I've got to go for a run. But I'm used to doing brick sessions where I go on the bike for 80 miles and then I'll
yeah,
come
yeah,
home and then go straight out for a 3 mile run. Do you see what I mean? That's
yeah,
the only
absolutely.
similarity. Apart from that, they're
Yeah, because
completely different.
I suppose like sometimes like I got that little gym at home, so I got a rower. So what I'll do is I'll do like a 10K row, and then I'll jump on the turbo trainer because
Yeah.
it's hard to go for a swim because you need like I build a massive 20-meter pool in the garden. It's crazy, so I have to like yeah, I have to figure something out. Yeah, I just use the rower basically, and then I go from
Yeah.
there. So I think in part of training, like people do stuff like that, and you've got to do like total body workouts anyway
Yeah.
for both things. Like you can't if you just like run continuously or bike continuously, you're gonna overstress like certain areas, and then you're gonna have
Yeah.
underdeveloped muscles that are gonna then be weakened, and then you're gonna cause an injury as well. So
Yeah.
it's such a balancing act to try and keep injury free on most of these sort of training
Mm.
sets you have to do.
Yeah.
And for me, I think, like, if I say what my fitness goals are, yeah, my main goal is to be like, just like, I suppose, stronger all the time. Like we're getting
Mm.
on. Like, mid-40s is knocking on the door, and
Yeah. Couple of
I need to
years.
keep it like, um, as best I can, because
Mm.
everything's so much harder now. Trying to get like what I was doing 10 years ago was easy to get down to, whereas now I'm struggling to get below 8-minute mile on a run over
Yeah.
10 miles. I just can't do it. It just, that you're getting older. That there's like that level
Mm.
starting to push now, and you're not getting it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think for me, I'm like, I've had as you know, I think for the last 2, 3, maybe 4 years, been droning on every year. Like, I think we exchanged messages about, oh, why don't you do another Ironman, a half Ironman? Let's make it happen. And
yeah,
I've and ahed for that such length of time, but I think I've just admitted defeat at the start of this year. I've kind of realised, I was like, look, I'm going to be turning 43 this year. My daughter's 11. My son is 8. The wife works ridiculous hours. She's the breadwinner. She's full-time work, and I'm self-employed. I just kind of pulled the plug on that dream, that sort of, yeah, drifting, like thinking about entering another triathlon, because I was like, oh, this year I'm going to enter like a half Ironman in the autumn, and
yeah,
I just think there's not enough time for me, because we both did, Tenby Ironman, didn't we? And
yeah,
it's 10 to 15 hours minimum a week. I remembered for full
yeah,
Ironman, and that was
yeah,
like, me and Linz didn't have kids then, and I had all the time in the world to give. So
yeah,
I can't. I just had a realization at the start of the year. I was like, why do I keep trying to flog a dead horse? It's like, pull the plug on that, bank that,
yeah,
maybe until the kids are like teenage, like 16 and 14, or
yeah,
17 and 15. Whereas I can get them, they can come home from school on their own, and then I'll be like, right, all right, dad's off for an hour run because I'm training for a triathlon. But I
yeah,
can't do
yeah,
that now because my son is 8 and I pick him up from school. So when the
yeah,
wife works away, as she does every other week, I can't just go, right, I'll see you in an hour, because it's illegal. I just can't do it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
I
Fend for
can't just,
yourself, and I'll be
yeah,
back in
I
an
can't
hour.
do it. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's why I've turned my hand to something new, and I'm like, look, I'm not dumbing it down. You still have to train your backside off for High Rocks, because it's a mammoth event, but it's more realistic for me. I don't have to give 10,
yeah,
15, 20 hours a week. I could just give 4 or 5 hours a week, and at the minute, that's my fitness goal, is to just consistently get in 4 or 5 sessions a week,
yeah, yeah,
and know that I can mark on that calendar at some point, a High Rocks at the end of the year, maybe another event. If I can get 1 or 2 events done at the end of this year, I'll be stoked. That's it. And then next year, who knows? But then I know in a few years' time, I'll probably revisit the world of triathlon. Maybe
yeah, yeah.
do another Ironman.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. Like when it comes to like having kids and trying to train for like, because like, going to man versus horses, for example, I'm just going to turn up with a pair of trainers. I mean, I can,
Mm,
if it push comes to shove and the kids can't go, then I'll literally drive up there with a pair of trainers and just
yeah.
go and run and come back. And I'm not trying to sort of say like a marathon distance is like easy or anything like that,
Mm,
but like the triathlon side of things, as you know, you got to get all your swim stuff ready, get all your bags ready. You got so many
a
rules to
lot.
follow. It's like the bike's got to be racked, you've got to be
Yeah.
registered, you got to have your running stuff set,
You
and you
got to
can't.
have nutrition. Nutrition is a
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
world on its own, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. Just
It's
that, like, so you
it's
got all
so
this planning
much.
to do. Whereas when I did Quantox, I literally had a race belt with 6 gels on,
Yeah.
and I only caught Rach on one of the stations because there was no feed stations in the one in Quantock. So you had to be self-sufficient. There was
Hmm.
nothing there. So you had like a whole marathon with no aid stations. So it's bonkers, like really. So I just had
Hmm.
these like 8 gels and I lost 2 of them. So, you know, that was, but it's easier to plan for. Like it's easier to sort of like,
Yeah.
turn up with a pair of trainers.
More realistic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And training for me is easier because I got like the little gym area I've got now, so I can jump on the turbo trainer and the kids can be watching TV and I can
Yeah.
sort of time, and they know where to find me. So I can kind of still keep on with the triathlon stuff,
Hmm.
which is actually what I've got to do this week. So this week I got to do turbo trainer. I've got to be on the turbo trainer all week this week. It's going to be one of those. I find
Is
it
that
boring.
every session?
Oh
Turbo.
yeah, it's going to be boring this week. I just got to
What's
sit there.
target mileage
It's
per
basically
session?
25 miles. I need to do, and I need to kind of do it either most days. So I'm going to need
Hmm.
to do about 5, I think. So
Yeah.
looking at 150 miles really. I got to try and
Yeah.
get. But it's just boring, you're just listening to music and you're just watching TV, and it's like,
It's where Netflix comes in handy, isn't it?
yeah, but I get bored of that as well. You just sort of like, what I find to do now is I put on the footage of the Olympic Games. So
Yeah.
the Olympic marathon, and I just started on the bike, and then I try and race them. But they're doing like
Good luck
26,
with that.
27 miles an hour, and you're just like,
Yeah.
you can't do it.
Well, your
Absolutely
rear
crazy.
tire's going to fly off and smash
Oh,
through your living room window.
that's absolutely mental. You just like sweating, it's like pouring off you,
Yeah.
and you just like try and you do it for about 5 miles, and then you're like, nah, I gotta slow this down.
Yeah.
Absolutely done. But so yeah, I watched that, and I was trying keep up with that on the turbo trainer. Obviously, like turbo trainer is not the same as the road, as you
No.
know.
No.
So it's a bit of a
But it's
different one.
it plays a vital role. It's very useful, and especially where we live. The weather is, well,
Yeah,
it's a
definitely.
50-50, isn't it? It's like you can wake up the next day and from a 25-degree day like we had on Friday last week, wasn't it? It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
absolutely.
2 days later it was like 12 degrees and raining. So
Well, you crashed your bike because of the rain and stuff anyway, didn't you? Remember, like
yeah,
years ago.
yeah. I've been
Yeah,
plagued with bad times on the road bike. My big crash where I had an open fracture in my elbow. It put me off it, and I think that was when I lost interest a bit.
yeah,
But that's for another podcast day.
yeah. We may have to talk about that one.
But
So,
yeah,
what's your goals for this week then?
do you know what? This week I've done 2 solid sessions. Like I said, that run yesterday, I was stoked because that was the first time in about a year and a half where I had an average of nearly just under 9-minute mile running, which isn't fast, but I'll be plodding along, jogging, slow. So, and I had a good session today, 40-minute in the gym, and that jog to the gym. I'm hoping my fitness goal is literally just to get, if I can secure, that's another 3 hours, 4 hours of training throughout this week. Doesn't specifically need to be anything. I'll be stoked. I'll be happy. I just need to get that volume consistently in and get back to it. So I need to incorporate some
So
weight.
running's your main one, is it?
Yeah. I think so. I'm an all right runner. I'm nothing special, but for the last year or two, I'd go out for a run and I wouldn't look at my Sunto anymore. I get back and it'd be like average 10.5-minute mile pace, which is. I mean, for me, that like historically that's slow. But I need to start picking the pace up and get my legs used to doing 5, 6, 10 Ks in like 8.5-minute mile average. Like sub 50 or 55 minutes or something like that.
But you can get away with lower distance, can't you, for Hyrox? So you could basically go for like a 2 or 3 mile run, and that would still be pretty good for training.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I think my focus going forward is probably going to be I need to start doing a lot more the lunges and broad jump burpees. Honestly, mate, they're disgusting. They're hanging to do them. But yeah, that's probably the focus. But yeah, it's for another day.
Yeah. That's it. All right. Well, I think we're coming to the end of it now.
I think we're done.
So yeah. We'll have to pick up next week and then see if we've reached those targets. And
Yeah, I'll let you know if I've done my five sessions.
we'll figure out what topic for next week, shall we?
Yeah, and then you let me know if you haven't launched your bike out of the bedroom window.
Yeah. All right. Okay,
Right.
well, we'll speak soon. All right, we'll speak soon.
See you next week, mate. All right, take care, bud.
Bye.
See you,
Bye.
mate. Bye.